Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mayfly Disc Golf. Disc golf made by amateurs for amateurs. It's again Andrew here with Randy May.
Hello, everybody.
So we are doing the back nine coverage of the Will Rogers Park in Oklahoma City. And today's disc golf is sponsored by the one and only Blue Point Discs.
Yeah, we love Blue Point Disc. Great selection, nice bags, hats, all sorts of towels, anything you need for disc golf, they have it. Sarah is so nice, and so is Sean to help you. A lot of knowledge, and so go there and check them out and tell them Mayfly sent you. So featuring Brian Beville on the card, Mr. Blake Davis, and our longtime friend and buddy, Nick Essery. So hole 10 is a par 3, 189 feet. It's obstructed, it's got a lot of guardian trees, and I think that a good straight throw and a little bit of luck and love will get you to the basket.
Yeah, this hole's a personal favorite of mine. I think it's more challenging than most of the other holes here on the course. It's got the most guardian trees that you have to kind of keep an eye out for. It's just a lot of fun to play. You really get to kind of test out your discs and see what they're going to do, and really try and work on your lines and getting things straight.
Yeah, and there's actually a parking lot right next to this hole. So sometimes if it's busy on the front nine, you can go over and park here and start on the back nine and play around. So that's kind of handy dandy.
Yeah.
There goes Nick's up shot.
Yeah, Nick leaving his hitting a tree and leaving it short, but has a great approach there. Same with Brian, just a bit short off the tee, but giving it a good bid for the approach.
Yeah, I don't know what they were talking about, but
looks like they were maybe trying to figure out where Blake's footing was going to be for this putt.
Yeah, because there's no OB back there. Nice birdie, Brian.
Blake,
excuse me.
Yeah. Great birdie, and then a couple of par drop-ins for the rest of the card. And hole 11 here, it's 391 feet, one of the longer holes on the course. You're looking for just kind of your farthest throw. You got a couple of trees that are in the fairway here that you will have to mess with at the end of your drive. But for the most part, you just want to get this as far down the fairway as possible.
Yeah, and there's a road on OB on the right, but it's quite a ways from the basket.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Blake does here.
Make Sexton flip.
Yeah. I really like Blake's release there. A little bit of a Anheuser release, and then just let the stability of the disc kind of fade to flat and turn, getting a little extra kick and everything too.
Yeah, we were having really nice weather. The wind was down, and so that really helps because this is an open course, and when it's windy, it's really tough to play.
Yeah. So Brian left it a bit short. Nick had actually quite a bomb of a throw, so I can't wait to see how far he got, how close to the pin he is.
Yeah, his ended up kind of...
Wow, clear on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Let's see if Brian can card the par here. Leaves the putt just a bit short.
Yeah, he almost got some chain action going on.
Yeah. So same here with Nick. Let's see if...
Nice.
And he cards the par. That was a great save. And Blake dropping in for his par. Yeah, the guys played this hole actually very well. Very clean.
Yeah, it's a fun hole. This next hole, par 3, 260 feet. double mando between these two big pine trees. Recently, Andrew, they moved the basket from where it is now over to the right about 80, 90 feet.
Oh, I see.
So you're going to kind of come in with a bit of an ante to get to it, but this is playing on more of the straight basket right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is actually kind of tough. So you've got this double mando, but unless you're throwing kind of a bomb of a shot and getting it in between the mando, most of the time, exactly kind of what happened here with Nick is that your disc bounces, gets a bit of a skip, and then will hyzer out to the left-hand side and leave you a bit of a long putt.
Yeah, there's a parking lot over there too.
Yeah. So this one is deceptively a little bit difficult for especially kind of beginner players, because you have to throw something hard enough and flat enough that it doesn't hyzer out on you.
Or you know what I say, Andrew?
What's that?
Forget the mando, just play it and have fun.
Also true. You want to throw a big bomb in the hyzer towards the basket?
Yeah.
Just go for it. If you're having fun with it, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
But I think we'll be seeing some just simple approaches for the card to get within,
And
par
welcome to
putting
Oklahoma.
range.
Look at the dispensary back there.
That's right.
Come on, Nick.
Oh, left it a little high. Maybe the wind was pushing a little bit, pushed a bit of a headwind, and
Yeah, Nick.
oh man,
Nick wasn't feeling it today. But again, like you and I talk about almost every round, you have your good days and your bad days.
absolutely. And it's tough. There are just days, especially, if you're already kind of starting off the round, and it's just tough. It's very tough. But here on hole 13, it's a par 3. It's 227 feet. I've lost many a disc on this hole, Randy. Many of discs.
Yeah,
So-
I call it unlucky 13.
Yeah, it truly is. So Blake is actually going with the kind of the riskier line. You can see the basket there tucked behind the tree. Most players are going to play a forehand and play it as far left as possible so that you get a little bit of a skip down towards the basket.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
you
if
have
you're
that
trying to
one
get a
tree in
birdie.
the way too, so on the left.
Right. The difficult thing is if you play too close to the basket on the forehand, or if you throw a backhand, you're putting your disc possibly in this little drainage sewage area. And it's tough to recover your disc from there. But the card,
it's a goner if it goes in there.
yeah.
'cause
But the
it's
card
murky.
actually played this hole very, very well. I mean, all within birdie range. I mean, that's incredible.
Nice.
Cards the birdie. Come on, Nick.
Uh,
Oh, bounced out on him.
yeah,
You can't
that's
even
just
blame the
Nick's day,
guy.
man, today.
That's so tough.
We were trying to get Nick to come in here and do commentary, and tried several few times, but just our schedules didn't work out. Hole 14, par 3, 291 feet. They're starting to add more trees on this, and over the years, it's going to be a harder get. But for right now, big backhand, big forehand, roller. There's a lot of ways to get here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the elevation from the tee pad to the basket, this really plays probably closer at about 330. It's actually quite a bit of elevation, more than you would expect, especially, from looking down here at the tee towards the basket. It looks pretty high. So, yeah, I think most players are just going to throw something as hard as they can and try and get it as close to the basket. Pretty open to interpretation as far as what kind of throw you want to do. And it looks
Good
like for the
shot.
most part, yeah, good shots from the card. Looks like everybody left it a bit short, but should be easy approaches to get the par.
You got to have a pretty good arm to get to this basket. I mean, I
Yeah.
can do it every now and then, and with a good shot, but it's not every day that you get it.
Well, and Oklahoma wind also becomes a factor on this hole. Either it's tough because either you've got a ripping headwind through this hole or you've got a really tough left to right that just makes it difficult to try and card the birdie. But it looks like the card's going to clean up their pars here.
Yeah, Blake is down 5, and he was like, "This is one of my best scores on this course." He was pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, moving on to hole 15 here. It's par 3, 256 feet. Signature hole because it's got this little elevated basket on this small mound. You've got a creek on the left-hand side, and you've got these 2 larger trees on the right. So there's the forehand line that we're about to see from Blake here. This is probably the most common line for players, as if you've got a disc that's got enough, fade, the little creek shouldn't come into contention. For backhand players, you want to try and throw something, maybe throw a flex shot, maybe force turnover to kind of get yourself near the basket. Or if you've got the arm, you can try and throw a big hyzer around the trees, but it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, when I do that, I've had them kind of blow off over into the pool, and then they're hard to get back.
Yeah. And folks, I'm sure you saw it, and we didn't get to comment on it, but Nick Essery absolutely parked this hole. I mean, that was just an incredible forehand.
Kind of overshot it a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, honestly, it's interesting because it looks like it, at least from the the video, looked like it had hopped up onto the little elevated mound here, but I wonder if it might have skipped past the mound a little bit.
It must have. There's a nice birdie. Yeah, playing with Nick, he's always scoring, below par on this course, but
yeah, it's tough. There's good days and there's bad days, but
Okay, hole 16, 223. It's a must get for a birdie if you can, because it's just right in front of you. There's plenty of room to do a big hyzer to kind of skip towards the basket, and let's see what.
Yeah, that
one went long. Yeah, make sure you're throwing kind of a slower disc, putter or a mid-range. And
I agree. Honestly, this hole really does not play nearly as far as it says. I think you can get away with a very low-speed fairway driver or mid-range. I think some people could throw a putter on this, but you really don't need a very fast disc. It's pretty level ground from tee to basket. It was a great shot from Nick.
Right.
There's a couple of skinny trees that they've added that kind of take the forehand out of contention, or that just make it more difficult. You have to throw something a little bigger, but forehand and backhand are totally feasible for the hole.
Nice birdie.
Great birdie from Nick too.
Yeah.
Finally getting that birdie.
Double birdie.
Yeah, this is definitely a must get on this course.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice guys. Thanks for letting me come and film you all.
Yeah. So hole 17, it's a par 3. It's 315 feet. You've got some, trees that are guarding this basket. So most players are going to take a backhand, flat or, big hyzer shot to get around those trees.
Yeah, I pull out a roller on this one quite a bit and been successful to birdie it with a roller.
Yeah. Actually, I think a roller is probably a great play on this, and it's a great hole to also practice your rollers. Because if you're just off a hair on your roll, it'll at least hit those trees there to the left, and so you don't have to worry about losing your disc or anything.
Yeah, you just want to use a little bit more of a stable disc for the roller and not too understable, because you want it to kind of go back left, not right.
Yeah. Brian kind of, I think, hitting a tree stump there and just leaving it short.
Here goes Blake. Let's see what he can do. Blake
And
was on
great.
today, man.
Yeah, Blake really was. He played a really fantastic front nine, really good back nine. Short approach there from Brian. And Nick really took this disc out far. I mean, he's almost matched the distance of the basket, just maybe pushing a little bit more to the right side than he wanted, but he'll be collecting a very easy par. Great par collection for Blake there.
Them scores are pretty good.
Yeah.
Hole 18, par 3, 295 feet. Andrew, you take on this hole because I hate it.
This hole is it's a fun one. You know, during the summer, this tree that you see right in the front of the fairway actually hangs a little bit more once it's got all the leaves on. So it's very, very difficult to throw something flat and straight towards the basket. I would say most players play a sort of backhand hyzer to get to the basket. Oh no. That's a bad fall from Blake. I hope he's okay.
He's okay.
Good. So I would be doing what Brian's doing here. So he's going to throw a flex shot with the forehand. Back in my day when I was throwing exclusively forehand, I would try and throw it as big and as hard around the tree on the left side.
And you did.
And I did. It's very difficult. It wore out my arm almost every single time. You know, nowadays it might be a different story for me, but yeah, there's a couple of different ways you can play this hole. The winter time is fun because you can try and shoot a shot straight through the tree there, and that's if you're able to manage that and you can do that, it's a good collection. It's a good birdie or par.
So we had someone send in a comment and ask, and I don't know if you saw it, Andrew, but they were like, "How are you two related?" Because they don't ever see us.
I guess that's true.
And so, just to be clear, I'm Faja. I'm Andrew's father, and he's my son.
Yeah, we've been playing disc golf for a couple years now, and you know, my dad's been playing, you know, all the way back in the 70s and 80s.
Golf course opened in '79. Yeah.
So you know, disc golf has definitely been in the blood and in the family now. So
It definitely has, and it will stay that way.
Absolutely. And really wonderful round from the card there. Obviously, you know, Blake pulling quite a bit ahead and, you know, just collecting birdie after birdie. Did a great round.
Yeah, you guys subscribe, like, make a comment, contact us if you want us to come feature rounds, because we will put you up on YouTube.